Hi, everyone. My name is Miriam Grisani. I'm a fourth-year PhD student at Oregon State University, and today I'm happy to present our work entitled The Long Road Ahead, Ongoing Challenges in Contributing to Large Open Source Organizations and What to Do. So open source is all about community. Open source needs contributors. It needs their skills, their creativity, their diversity of thoughts, and also contributors need open source to be able to learn new skills, build a community, network, and potentially find a job. So really, maintaining a healthy open source ecosystem is going to have this ripple effect of providing more learning opportunities, which lead to more economic opportunities, which ensure that the open source ecosystem remains welcoming and diverse. In open source, there are barriers for people to start contributing, but also there's a lot of ongoing challenges for current OSS contributors, and also new challenges that surface with new responsibility. So it's really important to understand the challenges contributors continue to face on a day-to-day basis to help improve their experience and increase their retention. And there has been research on challenges that are faced by open source stakeholders at the level of individual projects. However, there hasn't been work on the challenges that contributors face in a large, mature OSS organization. So in this paper, we aim to build a conceptual model that compiles the challenges faced in a large, mature OSS organization and identify ways to improve. So to do this, we asked two research questions. The first one being, what are the ongoing challenges in contributing to a mature OSS organization? And the second one is, what strategies can alleviate these challenges? To answer these questions, we followed a three-phase methodology. So we started with a survey for which we received 624 total responses with a response rate of 8.5%. Then we wanted to learn more and understand more. So we did follow-up interviews with 11 participants, and then we triangulated with member checking and also looking at prior literature. So starting off with phase one, the survey. So this has been a very iterative process where we started with the survey design, and we would involve the community for feedback and loop back to the survey design. This was a 2-month process, and then we published the survey for 1.5 months, and we received 8.5% response rate. Then when we analyzed the data, we analyzed 353 open-ended responses. So 3 researchers performed open coding with constant comparison, and we would meet together to do negotiated agreement. Afterwards, I performed actual coding, which corresponds to relating codes to each other and coming up with categories. And we would regularly meet with the research team to refine these categories even more, until we reached our conceptual model of challenges and strategies. Once we had that model, we wanted to dig deeper and understand more, so we designed follow-up interviews with our participants. We sandboxed these interviews, then 2 researchers ran 11 semi-structured interviews, followed by transcription, and then coding again with negotiated agreement. Once phase 1 and phase 2 were completed, we took them together to update our conceptual model and triangulate the challenges and strategies. And again, with that feedback loop of meeting up with a team and refining our conceptual model. Once we had that in place, we did interview member checking. So we contacted our interviewees again to show them what we found out from their interviews, just to make sure whether they had like some other additions or feedback. We did the same thing with the D&I committee. So we did some phase 3 member checking that afterwards resulted in the final conceptual model. So our results provide an empirically evidenced conceptual model that captures 88 challenges that contributors face in a mature OSS organization, divided into categories and subcategories. These challenges relate to different types and different levels. We'll go deeper into that in a minute. And we also found a set of 48 community recommended strategies to alleviate these challenges. So some of our findings suggest that even well-established in mature OSS organizations still face a variety of challenges. And these challenges, they are of different types. So there are challenges that relate to process, there are technical challenges, and there are social challenges. And also these challenges happen at different levels. So some of them happen at the foundation level, some of them happen at the project level, and some of them happen at the individual level. And when we say level, what we're asking is who has the agency to fix the challenge? And the distribution of the challenges we found looks like this. So we can see here that the challenges that happen at the foundation level, the majority of them are process challenges and followed by social challenges. For the project level, for example, we see that participants tend to face more of the social challenges. So now that the majority of the challenges that happen at the foundation level are process-related challenges, let's take an example of one process-related challenge that we found. So here we can see a snippet of the conceptual model that relates to challenges that are process challenges. And here we're going to look explicitly into the Apache way. So the way decisions are being made, and more specifically using the voting process. So to quote our participant, it's also not super clear how the idea of rough consensus works and how to proceed if rough consensus cannot be reached. And here participants suggested to clarify even more the foundation's philosophy and have clear guidelines on governance processes, such as the process of voting, especially when consensus cannot be made. We also found that social interactions are challenging in a large OSS federated organization. For example, let's take the snippet of the social challenges we found. So some of them relate to communication, and some of them are related to a toxic, unwelcoming environment that can impede the communication. So for example, one of our participants here that became a committer, and once they looked at the members' discussion, they felt overwhelmed by the way the discussions are being held, and they ended up deciding not to participate. And for challenges that relate to a toxic, unwelcoming environment, our participants really suggested that having some sort of mechanism for calling out misbehavior can help create a healthier community. So yes, there's a long road ahead to making open source more welcoming and diverse and inclusive, but let's hit the road of interventions and operationalize these strategies, not only to make sure that our products, our open source products are successful, but also to create a healthy and thriving community. Thank you.